Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, we're going to do an absolutely beautiful Polish recipe that I learned from a grandma. So over this weekend, I was over at my friend's place and her grandma taught me this recipe. And so for a lot of you people who don't know what this is a traditional ground pork cutlet, Kotlety Mielone, which is an absolutely delicious and easy pork recipe. I've eaten this a lot and this recipe is super easy to make, so let's get started. First thing you need to do is to tear your bread rolls into small chunk-sized pieces. Bread was typically used in the olden days as a filler to bind the meat, and also meat was really expensive, so bread was used to fill that gap. Take some hot water and pour it over the bread. Now in a lot of recipes you'll see them using milk, but milk is not traditional to Polish Kotlety Mielone recipes. It's water. Meat is more of an Italian twist to these recipes. So make your bread and your water mix into a paste-like consistency. And now you're gonna add your meat. So in the traditional recipe, it's all pork. But if you want, you could add some beef or some veal, or even do it with some turkey or chicken. Now add in your chopped onions. You could grate them through a grater even if you don't like an onion texture, but the flavor of the onion is really important. To that, I'm going to add some dried majoram. This spice is essential in all Polish cooking. Now, of course, there are recipes with caramelized onions, and I debated with the fact whether to add it, but my friend's grandmother told me that this is not traditional Polish cooking with the caramelized onions, so I opted not to add them. Drop in a couple of eggs, some crushed garlic, some salt and some black pepper to season it nicely. And then the bread mixture that we made earlier with the bread rolls and the warm water. Stir everything in together till it's nicely mixed. You need everything to spread out so you get a nice even bite of onion, meat, bread, and the majoram in everything. Into a bowl with some breadcrumbs, form your meatballs or your cutlets into any shape you want. There are 2 or 3 different kind of shapes. One is the long, almost like a oval kind of shape. And the second one is more of a round, circular kind of shape. I'm gonna make both of them. You could do whatever you like, whichever you like better, but most of the people in Poland eat it in a rounder shape, the circular one, so I'm gonna make both of them. So into your breadcrumb mix, drop your cutlet. Make sure it's nicely coated. Meanwhile, do not forget to heat your oil up. While your oil is nice and hot, drop in your cutlets. It should take about 4 minutes on each side depending on the size of your cutlet. You need to see a nice, when you drop your cutlets in the oil, you need to see a nice bubbling effect, kind of something like this. You could also use the oven to cook these, but it won't really have the same flavor. When you cook it in the oven, it's more of a baked flavor. But if you like to cook it in a more healthy way, you could use the oven as well, or even the air fryer if you have one at home. Now you're going to cook it for 4 minutes on each side, as I mentioned, till it's nice and golden brown. And every 4 minutes you want to flip it over. So once you flip it over, you should see a nice and golden brown color. If your cutlets are a little bigger than expected, you could also just pop them in the oven after you fry them. And now to serve this beautiful cutlet, just place it on a plate. I've prepared some beautiful baby potatoes in some butter and dill. Just toss it onto a plate and serve it. Also, another great way of eating this is with potato puree, or even with just some roasted potatoes. And it's also served with a beautiful fried or baked beetroot. This is the traditional way of serving it as to my research and knowledge. If there are any other ways, let me know. I'm gonna go ahead and enjoy my meal. Thank you for watching once again. Do not forget to subscribe and like the video. Till next time, bon appetit.